everybody! Sorry, trying to get this to focus. I decided to do a little get ready with me / makeup thing. I decided to do like my everyday look makeup tutorial. I use the Milk primer. Also, I apologize if I keep cutting my head off and it keeps focusing and unfocusing. I am making do with what I have. Next we're doing Lancome in shade 125W. So do people like it when people talk in videos, or do we prefer makeup? This will probably be the first one that I post where I'm talking, and then you all can just let me know if you prefer quiet. I've always enjoyed doing makeup videos, and it's something I think I want to do more of again. I'm not gonna lie, I kind of like lost my spark there for a minute when it came to being creative with makeup. I went through this weird phase in my late 20s of not wanting to seem too childish, if that makes sense, and like I wanted to be mature, and so I really honestly diluted myself. Maybe part of it was like also a little bit of like depression and stuff like that, because if it wasn't me trying to seem mature, it was honestly also me not having like the energy or effort to put into myself. It's something I always still genuinely liked. I don't know. It's hard to explain. I guess the best way to explain it would be like imposter syndrome. The next thing I do is I'm going to set it with the MAC Studio Fix powder, and it's just their translucent powder. So I just set my entire face with this. I'm a very naturally oily person, so I have to use like a good amount of powder in all of my face. I don't just get like an oily T-zone, I get oily everywhere. Also, by the way, we are drinking a cotton candy Alani. I've never been a huge fan of energy drinks, but I swear this is the only energy drink that I actually really like the flavor of, and it's made me go on this like cotton candy obsession. That's my current hyperfixation, is cotton candy. Especially, I don't start my day without one of these now, as bad as that sounds. So today I'm using the Morphe palette, and it is the 35K because it has all of these super gorgeous like brown smoky colors. This palette's really versatile. I love it. I use it all the time. It's my literal go-to palette. I just start with a more like neutral shade. So like this guy right in here. And we are going to put this on like the crease and kind of blend it out. We want it to almost be like barely visible. So any kind of darker brown will do. I'm kind of feeling cool toned today, so I'm going to dip into this like darker, cooler toned brown, and I'm gonna put that all over the lid. You can use your finger for this part. Sometimes I do. And we're gonna bring it right up into that crease, because then we're gonna like buff it out and blend it in. All right, and then we're done with that. We're gonna take another kind of fluffy brush, and you can mix the two colors, like kind of dip into both. I think I might, because on camera it's showing up a lot lighter than it is in person. I have my ring light on really low, but it's still showing super sort of exposed. So I'm gonna go into the darker shade we put all over the lid, and I'm gonna go up into that crease, and I'm going to kind of buff it out and blend it upwards on the edge here. We're going to go into an almost black brown color. this one specifically. We're just gonna keep building up that darkness. We're gonna put this one more on the edge. And kind of, I'm doing like a tapping motion to kind of blend it up. And then with a smaller kind of fluffy brush, we're gonna go into that like medium brown color. We're gonna put that under our eye. I typically will do my waterline at the end, but for some reason my intuition is telling me to do it first. I'm just doing the Clinique in like black, but we're going to pop this right on the waterline. And I kind of like taper it up. Like on the edges, I'll put it on my actual lash line. Just a little bit, because we'll smoke it out with some black later. Mainly focus on your actual waterline. The Urban Decay Waterproof Fine Point Eye Pen. My eyeliner never looks the same. I do it almost every day, and it's still to this day, it always looks different. We're going to go ahead and attempt to do a winged liner. I don't bring it all the way into the inner corner, because I feel like that makes it look more round. And I know you're supposed to like bring it towards the end of your eyebrow, but see, I feel like when I do that, it's like too swooped. So it's already there. We're just gonna commit to it. We're just gonna bring it all the way across and clean it up as we go. And now we're just gonna connect the little gaps. We're going to use that same kind of smaller, fluffy, tiny, fluffy brush. We're gonna use just a straight up matte black. Let's go right here. And I feel like this like kind of cleans up any imperfections, and this usually makes me feel better about my makeup. And we're going to, where that is, we're going to kind of smudge it out to get rid of that just like harsh line. Kind of like that. Alrighty, and then with that same black, I like to like take it and almost buff out and shadow this little corner. Alrighty, and that's it for the eyes. I honestly don't really do much for my eyebrows, but I will because I'm recording. I do have a little, it's literally just the Sephora retractable brow pencil in color 11 Ebony. And then maybe I'll flick it off on the end of my tail. Sometimes I'll kind of go in here and very, very lightly kind of sculpt the bottom. And I don't usually do lashes. I've noticed as I've gotten older, lashes make my eyes water so bad. Half lash, dramatic lashes. I got these from Five Below, and I love them because they're the style I like when it comes to wispiness, but also they're a half lash. I can't stand doing a full lash. I hate the feeling of it all over my eyelid. And while those are doing their thing, I usually don't really wear bronzer, but I feel like since I look so washed out on this camera and this lighting, we're gonna pop a little bit of bronzer on ourselves. I just do the Too Faced in the milk chocolate shade, I guess. So we're just gonna put it on our cheekbones and blend up. And I'll bring it up into my temple a little bit, and then I'll usually put a little bit on my jawbone there too. Now I think our lashes are dry enough to try to apply. And then to kind of stick them all together, I'm just using better than Sex Mascara. Just the tiniest little bits, that way my real lashes stick to the fake ones. I literally just put it like on the base. And then I put the tiniest, teeniest, weeniest little bit on my bottom lash. So I just, in the corner, literally. In the summertime, I don't usually put blush on my nose. It's more like a cute little cold winter thing I do. But today, like I said, since I look so washed out in this, I am going to put just the tiniest little bit of blush on the tip of my nose, I feel like, and then on the base of my chin. Maybe go back over a little bit of blush I did earlier, since I put bronzer on after the fact. I've always loved the look of freckles, and I've always wanted freckles. So I am going to be using the Freck XL. I've always debated on doing like freckle tattoos, but I also struggle with acne a lot throughout my entire 20s, and I have like, I'm sure you can see it, like acne scars all up in here, so I'm so scared to get actual freckles. As I've been doing these little fake freckles, I've noticed it actually kind of distracts them. So who knows? Maybe I will in the future. We'll see. Alrighty. Fake freckles are on. But if we're being honest, this would be it. This would be my everyday. I don't do my lips. I'll pop on chapstick, and that's it. But for you guys, I guess I'll grab the lip liner, just because it doesn't feel like a finished look. So I got this in a kit. The liner is Charm, and so is the lip gloss portion of it. I'll go ahead and just do this real quick. Alrighty, and there you have it. There's my everyday with an extra couple steps. But like I said before, if you guys like the talking, let me know. If you prefer without and just having music in the background, I'm cool for that too, because I feel like I'm too awkward to talk anyways. So anyways, yeah, thanks for watching. I had fun. Hopefully I'll be doing more stuff like this in the future, and I will see you all later. Bye!